All right, let's talk about that feeling. You know the one, where your workday just feels like a constant chaotic scramble between a million browser tabs, notes scattered everywhere, and an inbox that just never stops. If that sounds familiar, then you're in the right place. Today, we're going to tackle that digital overwhelm head-on and actually build a system that works for you, not against you. Let's get into it.
So let me ask you this, and be honest. Does your day feel like a digital maze? You start out with a great plan, totally focused, but by lunchtime, you're just lost in a jungle of notifications, tiny tasks, and endless distractions? If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are not alone.
I mean, this is such a universal struggle, right? We're just drowning in these never-ending tabs. All our best ideas and most urgent tasks are sprinkled across, a dozen different apps and sticky notes? And our calendars, they look like they've been through a shredder, just confetti of little meetings chopping up any chance for deep focus. And on top of all that, we end up doing risky things like just slinging a password over chat to a coworker because we have to get stuff done.
But here's the big takeaway from our source material, the real game-changing idea. The problem isn't you. It's not a lack of willpower. The problem is your tool stack. That collection of apps you're using is probably creating more work, not less. It's actually working against you.
So, how do we start to fix this mess? Well, you've got to start with the foundation. We have to tackle the single biggest source of friction for most of us, which is just managing access to all of our different accounts. We need a control center.
So, let's meet the anchor for this whole new system, Sendwin. What is it? At its core, it's a cloud browser that's built for one specific thing, handling multiple logins. And the magic, the real secret sauce, is that every single account you open runs in its own completely isolated, totally secure tab. And this just lays it out perfectly. I mean, the old way is that absolute chaos of juggling different browsers, incognito windows, and those clashing cookies that log you out of everything at the worst possible time. It's those insecure password lists. The Sendwin way? It's just one clean window, perfectly isolated sessions, and a secure, simple way to share access to an account that you can take back anytime. Okay, so here's how this actually works, and it's pretty brilliant. You can share access to an account, but you're not sharing the password. You can revoke that access whenever you want. Each tab is like its own little fortress, totally walled off from the others. You can even blur out sensitive info, like credit card numbers, before you share a session. And maybe the best part? You can put a timer on it, so access automatically expires after an hour or a day, whatever you need.
All right, so our access problem is solved. The foundation is solid. Now we can start to build out the rest of our automation stack. Let's look at how all the other pieces fit together to create a system that genuinely saves you time and brainpower.
First thing we need is what the source calls the automation glue. You gotta have it. These are the tools that connect all your other apps together, creating these little workflows that just run themselves in the background, so you don't have to think about them.
Now, the two heavy hitters here are Zapier and IFTTT. A good way to think about it is, Zapier is the powerhouse connector for all your work apps, automatically moving info from a new sale into your project manager, that kind of thing. IFTTT, which stands for If This, Then That, is perfect for those simpler personal automations, like, say, saving every email you star to a to-do list.
Okay, next up, we absolutely need a central hub for all of our work, a command center. This is the place for our plans, our tasks, our documents, everything in one spot. This is how we stop losing context because our work is scattered across 10 different places. You've probably heard of these guys. You've got Notion, which is like an all-in-one digital workspace. Trello gives you that super satisfying visual drag-and-drop board. And then Asana is a full-on project management suite with its own powerful automations built right in. The key isn't which one you pick, really. It's that you pick one and make it your single source of truth. And finally, for the last piece of the puzzle, we attack the biggest time vampire of them all, coordination and communication. This is all about getting rid of the overhead, the busy work that comes from scheduling meetings, writing emails, and taking notes. Just picture this for a second. You send someone a calendar link, and meetings just magically appear on your calendar. No more back and forth. You use Clockwise, and an AI assistant starts carving out and protecting chunks of deep focus time for you every day. And then Otter.ai joins your Zoom calls, transcribes the whole thing, and spits out a summary with action items. This isn't about working harder, it's about buying your time back. Okay, so we've got all these individual tools, but the real aha moment, the part where this all clicks, is when we see how they connect. This is how we go from a pile of apps to a single, seamless, automated workflow.
So let's make this super concrete with this great example for an e-commerce operator. So, step 1. They open up each of their different online storefronts in its own isolated Sendwin tab. No conflicts, no logging in and out. Step 2. They use a tool like Airtable as their central hub to track all inventory and operations. Step 3. All their calls with suppliers are booked automatically through one simple Calendly link. And step 4, Clockwise is just working in the background, making sure they get protected blocks of time every single day to actually focus on growing the business. You see how it all just flows?
So what does this all really add up to? I mean, this isn't just about using a bunch of cool new apps. This is about fundamentally changing the way you approach your work so you can reclaim your most valuable asset, your focus. Because the #1 goal of this entire system, the whole point is this: to create a single, unified workflow. It's a system where the tools do all those tedious, repetitive microtasks for you, freeing up your mental energy for the work that actually matters.
And look, if you only take one single thing away from all of this, let it be this quote from the source material. Don't push harder, simplify. Stop trying to muscle your way through a system that's broken. Instead, build a simpler, smarter one.
And that leaves us with one final, really important question to think about. I want you to take a hard look at the apps and the processes you use every single day. Are they really serving you? Are they making your life easier and your work better? Or have you become a servant to your toolkit, spending all your energy just managing the work about work? The choice is yours.